The concept that was my favorite was the reverse pattern concept. The reverse pattern concept explains that once a relationship has broken down, they follow a reverse pattern in a similar way that it started. Those that are in a relationship begin to focus on their differences rather than their similarities. They begin to reduce their time that they actually spend communicating about interpersonal topics, and they begin to avoid each other. At this point, the relationship becomes not very rewarding for either person in the relationship. Both people in the relationship begin to feel a mutual annoyance when they meet, and most likely will end up catching attention from those around them. And I never knew that this was an actual concept. I just thought that it was called a relationship going downhill. But I have had it happen in multiple previous relationships, and it's how most relationships tend to end, as far as I've noticed. And the reverse pattern is called that because it reverses back to how things were when it started. An example of this is when, let's say, a girl named Alexis finds out that her boyfriend Ethan kissed another woman. And she ends up developing a negative attitude towards him and does not want to see him, doesn't want to talk to him. Every time he calls, she ignores it, and if she picks it up, she's very rude to him. And even though there are wedding dates planned and everything seems to go well, they end up having a mutual hatred towards one another, even though they used to love each other. And even when the girl that kissed the boyfriend tries to apologize to Alexis, she didn't care and didn't even want to listen to anything positive about the man that she used to love. And after this, her friends tell her that she should forgive Ethan for what he did, but she refuses to because she is just so mad at him. The next topic that I thought was the most inspiring was the importance of emotion. And I believe that it was inspiring because I personally tend to struggle with emotion and how to show it properly. And I've definitely tried to be better with this, but it is very challenging. I remember when I took the emotional intelligence quiz when that was assigned, and I was well in the bottom tier, lower than I really should have been. I feel like I've moved forward with it, and I've increased since the last time, but I still was in the bottom tier, but it was in the higher side of it. Emotions are a part of humans, and it's not something that we can just avoid. It's something that we have to learn to deal with if we want to have life go the way that it should. And our emotions communicate important information with us and those around us. So when you suppress your emotions, it leads to negative consequences that are not understanding or identifying emotions can lead to becoming more aggressive, easily agitated. There can be a lot of physical health issues that are caused from this, which include IBS, heart disease, and lowering immune system. A third point about emotions being important is whether you suppress your emotions or feel overwhelmed by them, it's important to make space to connect to your emotions. A lot of people are taught to be more in touch with their emotions, but it doesn't mean that you can't learn how to regulate them and feel them in a healthy way, rather than always feeling negative. You can practice connecting with your emotions by stopping and observing, breathing, and engaging in self-compassion.